Ace Podcast.
This is the Super Co-op Squad Video Game Podcast, episode 71. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about possible taxes on M-rated games. Is that going to be a good thing for the industry going forward? Box office or small TV? Is Netflix and other streaming services going to rule out the movie theater? And series fatigue, how does that impact games and the industry as a whole? And don't forget, we have fun today. Games, and more games.
Hey listeners, welcome to episode 71 of the Super Co-op Squad Video Game Podcast. The name says it all. We're a group of friends. We love games, movies, comics, everything nerdy in general. We'll talk about those things, some other things, the biggest news in those genres, and just generally have some fun. Somebody's going to leave salty and upset and just generally pissed off at the end as well, just because they're going to lose some gamer trivia and some other games. But you are going to have a good time.
I feel like that's a telling sign, Garrett.
Yeah, but to who?
Well, I mean, it's just the way it goes. I mean, if we go back last 30 episodes, I think that's just a thing that happens. So before we hop into today's content, we're going to have our terrible spoiler alert. Joshua, that's on you.
Spoiler alert, Johnny forgot to give the intro to the co-host.
I didn't even give myself an intro, so I didn't forget you or anyone. Okay, so my name, of course, is Johnny Mac. I'm here with my good friends, my fellow hosts, compatriots, Garrett Laney.
Hi.
Joshua Gerard.
You know it's me.
Yep. All right, so back to that terrible spoiler. You tried to stall for some time.
I did.
Let's see.
Well, I didn't.
He tried to use that as his spoiler.
Yeah, and I guess it didn't work. So, you know that game that's arguably the best of all time?
Yeah, Super Mario World.
Monopoly?
No. It's a character that you want in your party so bad. She does the best at healing.
Aerith?
And she dies.
Ooh, Final Fantasy VII.
She dies, but she lives on through the live stream.
That's
sure.
Spoilers, man.
Yep, there we go.
That's why Johnny gave a warning.
That's true. All right, so for real spoilers, guys, make sure you check our show notes. You can find those show notes by clicking the summary or the details and description of wherever you are listening to this podcast. Right in that summary, there's going to be a link. Click that link. It'll take you to our show notes. Boom, you're done. Or go to scspodcast.com. Either way, you'll find show notes to know everything we're going to talk about and get a little bit more content and another avenue to see what we're talking about. All right, guys, let's get into this. This is a big one.
Well, we got a lot of interesting stuff today.
Yeah, man, it was an interesting week. Not necessarily about any particular games, but just stuff. So this is a topic called creating tax levies on M-rated games. And I'm going to just have to say this because I think this is how I feel. What the So anyway, a Rhode Island representative, Robert Nardillo, he has proposed a raise in taxes on M-rated video games in particular to fund mental health provisions in schools in an effort to be a deterrent for possible aggression or violence, such as some of the things and tragedies that we've had over the last month or so in Florida and other states and schools. So this is coming just kind of based off of that, and people are looking for solutions, and this is a solution that has been gaining a little bit of ground. Thoughts on this?
Well, this is garbage.
I think it's dumb. Well, sure, if you want to blame the games, that's what everyone blames it. They blame it on, violent games. They don't necessarily blame it on violent movies, violent TV shows, violent acts, and you just, random, kids just playing around. Pew, 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 pew. They don't always get that from games. But honestly, what is this going to change? Okay, so we raise the prices on taxes on mature rated games. I don't think that stops you from buying the game. Essentially, it's like, okay, we're going to raise the price. But if you want the game, you want the game. If parents are going to buy the games for the kids, they're still going to buy the games for the kids.
I mean, it could definitely be a deterrent. If you look at the tobacco industry, like cigarettes, they have a mean tax in California. That's a good example. And it definitely makes people think twice about buying cigarettes because it costs a crap ton of money more than it used to. As a matter of fact, that tax for tobacco is going to go up in July for California, like another 15 or 20%.
But to me, I feel that's in a different kind of category. With cigarettes, it actually there's science behind it. There's negative effects on your body. There's health reasons.
Right.
Video games, there's no science to say violent video games breed violent people.
Well, okay. So first point I'm going to make, I'm not saying that I think that it's a good thing yet. What I'm saying is that it definitely had an impact.
Okay. In
So
effect, yeah.
And so I think that yes, if they do raise put a tax specifically on M games so that they're 10% more. So, $5 or $6 more across the board. Yes, people will buy them less. It's just the way it goes. I mean, if you had 2% milk and whole milk and 2% milk was 10% more expensive, you're probably going to buy 1% or whole milk. Like it is 1% is pretty gross.
And milk's pretty expensive now anyway.
It's not as expensive as gas. So there we go.
Jeez.
California. That's where it's at.
And then in regard to your second point, Garrett, that there's no evidence. I do agree, but it's a little off. So there's evidence both ways. There's many studies that say, well, yes, video games have a direct correlation between people and their actions and such as aggressive tendencies. There's also many that say, well, no, these have no correlation. And so you really just kind of choose what you want to believe. And, I don't think that with both of those in mind, there's not enough evidence one way or the other to discredit one or the other to say like this is the truth. Yeah. I don't think this is a good idea.
Yeah, and what these I guess Robert De Niro is using is a
Robert De Niro.
Yeah,
Robert Nardillo.
He's essentially using his platform to use it against violent games
to make more money.
That's one way to look at it, but. Who is this really targeting? I mean, is this targeting kids? Is this targeting mature games? Is this targeting adults? Is this targeting the video game industry as a whole?
Don't say mature.
It's rated M for mature. I've heard somebody say that on a different podcast.
I don't think this is targeting anyone. I think honestly, partially what this is this is a hot button issue, and this guy and probably other people in political power like him are looking to utilize this situation and then say something or put out a response that is going to be something that people gravitate towards and give him more appeal, a higher rating,
approval rating, and
exactly.
All that,
yeah. This isn't going to change anything. First of all, throw another stat out there. The Secret Service over the last 20 years or so of...
that was a video game.
Was it? It was a video game on the Wii.
No, it was on the 360. With the famous achievement, "Don't Tase Me, Bro."
That was a garbage game. I remember that.
Moving on.
Yeah, the Secret Service has released information stating that only like 15 or 20% of the people who have done mass shootings have played violent video games. So if only 15 or 20% of the people that you're saying are having some sort of tendencies based upon playing games have actually played a violent video game, like what are you talking about? Like you're really kind of trying to fit this, you're trying to hit a niche that doesn't exist.
Trying to make it the everyman.
Yeah.
But I have go ahead.
I don't plan on it going off topic or too far off topic. Is there a tax on guns? Like honestly, higher tax?
I don't believe there is, no.
Chandler would know.
Chandler would know, which was why I'm kind of bringing this up. Guns, video games don't kill people necessarily. And this is not the podcast or the platform for this. I'm just saying, if you're going to look and point the finger at something, I don't think video games should be the first thing you look at.
Yeah, this would be getting off topic a little bit, but there's just no way that a politician right now is going to say, well, ban guns. The NRA would have a field day. That guy would lose. Again,
not banning guns. No,
or even putting a levy.
That. Yeah.
To target guns would in America would, especially as a Republican, not me, I'm not saying what I am, one or the other.
Gotcha.
I'm just saying this guy's a Republican. It would tarnish him badly to speak out or ban or talk about anything to do with limiting or changing gun laws.
But there, to me, is the problem.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So go ahead. You got something?
Yeah. So my question would be, so say they put a tax levy on us. Let's say, 20% increase on mature rated games, and these violent crimes and these horrible shootings. What if they don't stop or they keep happening? Then what?
Tax goes higher.
I mean,
it just goes higher until they finally.
So you ban mature rated games, and then that doesn't solve the problem. Then what?
Then you go after T-rated games. You just keep knocking out games.
There's no way to fix the problem, because the problem, I don't think, is video games.
Gears of War is not rated E for everyone.
Yeah. So, let's move on from this one question. I think we all agree that we don't feel that video games are the issue, mature games in particular. Correct? I think we all.
I am in that.
Yeah,
that
and,
camp.
and the interesting thing is mature games aren't always related to gun shooting.
Not always, but I think
are,
a good amount of the time, at least the most popular ones. Now here's the thing that I have as a question. Why video games? You know what I mean? Like, why target games specifically? I mean, movies have been talked about by the president. That has popped up a little bit. I'm not sure if you guys been following that, but why not, try to find a way to limit movies or books? And I kind of already have the answer, but I want to hear your answer.
The only thing I can think of is that with video games, you actually pull a trigger, on your controller to shoot the gun. Movies, you just watch them,
Okay, fair enough.
Well, depending on the age, games are much more easily accessible versus movies. Like, clearly, if you're going to see an R-rated movie, you can't if you're 13, 12 years old. So you don't have that much accessibility as a younger audience compared to going to your friend's house. Having your parent buy you a Grand Theft Auto, you don't know anything about it.
I'd say it's the same thing with video games. You can't walk into a GameStop and as a kid and buy Grand Theft Auto.
Very true, but how many other people do you know that have a violent game compared to going to... I mean, you could say the same thing with movies, I guess.
I'd say probably the same, if not more, people that have violent movies.
You don't put me in a standstill, Gary.
I think Gary makes a good point in this case. Like, it's not a problem with kids getting it in a store. They might get it from a friend or whatever, but it's just not easy to walk into a store as a minor and get a mature-rated game or a movie, R-rated movie.
Many have tried.
Yeah, it's just not easy.
We know.
So here's my 2 cents, my take on this. This has all happened before, and it keeps happening, and throughout history, it just keeps going, and the medium just changes. I mean, back in, the 30s and 40s, people didn't like specific books, or even past that, Fahrenheit 411 type stuff, or
451?
451, I'm sorry. Or
1984?
Not that one, like Flowers for Algernon, or heck is that stupid book I hate?
Catcher in the Rye?
Catcher in the Rye. Gosh, I hate that book. But these books are some of the books that were banned because people felt that these books were sending the wrong message, and they thought it was bad for children, and it would influence them or make them kill people. Specifically, Catcher in the Rye.
Yeah.
People thought that this would make people murder presidents.
Wasn't that the book in question that had someone shoot John Lennon, one of the Beatles?
Possibly, yeah.
I think that's the story.
Right. So, I mean, that's happened. When radio came out, people, and that was a new thing. People disliked that. When television became very popular, people said that was bad for us and that this was going to really hurt like the next generation. Movies, like it just doesn't stop. And this is just games are just the latest scapegoat for people to say that this is affecting someone else's actions.
It's probably the biggest one.
I see what you're saying, but at the same time, because this has been the scapegoat time and time again, has there been no other source of media since video games?
All of these have been a scapegoat for many, many years. And I would argue some of them many, many years longer than games. But video games are the newest medium. Like, there's nothing newer than games. I mean, movies, TV shows, radio, and books have been out dozens of years longer than games. So games is just new. So it's still getting the short shrift.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
So yeah, I don't think this is the answer. And, I think this is wrong.
Yeah. Games are taking quite a bit of a hit and getting heat. I mean, the whole thing with, banning microtransactions in certain states, and now we're
certain countries too.
Yeah. Now we're trying to raise, taxes, and, video games has been a hot topic and target recently. They said gaming's now an official disorder. Like we got a lot of stuff going on with video games. So it's the biggest scapegoat, right now.
Definitely is. All right, guys. Well, that is our thoughts on creating a tax levy on M-rated games.
Don't do it.
What do you think? Is this a good idea? Should Rhode Island adopt this, and should the rest of the country move forward, or should we just put this on the back burner and it should be, just set on a shelf and never voted on? Let us know your thoughts. Contact at scspodcast.net is our email, or reach out to us on Twitter. There's links for both of those in the details in the summary of this podcast. All right, fan favorites. Every week we pick 5 rapid fire questions. Each of us answers to find out where we stand opposed and united in our fandoms. Play along. Let's find out where your fandoms lie, and make sure you actually do that. We got good fair amount of listeners. I want more of you guys to take this this poll, okay? Click that details in the description of that summary area. There's a link right at the tip top. It'll say episode 72 fan favorites. Click here. Click there. Take the poll. 5 quick multiple choice answers you can take. Boom, 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 boom. That way we will have your answers tallied and accumulated for next week's vote, and thus you will have your say in fan favorites.
How does Shia LaBeouf say it?
Do it.
Sam Wiki?
No. Just do it. Okay.
All right, JG, what do you got?
All right. My pick. So this one was a request. This is
Really?
Yep. It was a fan request. Gave me an idea. Helped me with the idea and kind of brought it to light. So there have been many celebrities that have turned down plenty of movie roles, whether it was because of the script, the plot, or they had another role in a movie. Actors have passed on films that ended up being iconic or game-changing movies. Out of this fan faves list that I'm about to tell you, who do you think failed harder in skipping the role that they were offered? Looking at it in hindsight, you're like, well, yeah, you should have done this movie. So choose the one that you think failed harder at passing this role up. You got it?
I got it. Yep.
It'll make more sense once I start going.
So two guys who, what if they could have been in this role, and which one missed out bigger?
Yep.
Gotcha.
Now, before we start, were these actually offered to them?
Yes.
Okay.
I did some research.
Nice.
You know, Sean Stocks, the one who made the recommendation, he and I did some research, and we saw different sources and different sites, and it all kind of adds up.
Okay.
Cool. So first up, Sean Connery was supposed to play Gandalf in Lord of the Rings, or Ian McKellen, who was supposed to play Dumbledore in Harry Potter.
Ian McKellen.
I'm going to go Ian McKellen.
I'm gonna say Sean Connery. All right. Al Pacino is supposed to play Han Solo, or Tom Cruise, who was supposed to be Tony Stark.
I'm going to go to Tom Cruise on that one.
Too bad it's not your turn.
Oh, sorry.
Tom Cruise.
No?
That was supposed to be rewind?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. It's your turn.
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
I'm going to go Tom Cruise.
Mel Gibson.
Wait, what about you?
Oh, I said Tom Cruise.
Okay.
Mel Gibson, who was supposed to be Maximus in Gladiator, or Russell Crowe, who was supposed to be Logan, aka Wolverine.
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe. Julia Roberts, who was supposed to be in the movie Blindside, or Angelina Jolie, who was supposed to be in Gravity.
Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, Angelina Jolie.
I'm going to say Julia Roberts. And then the last one, we know this first one. Will Smith was supposed to be Neo in The Matrix, or John Travolta, who was supposed to be Forrest Gump.
Will Smith.
Will Smith.
Will Smith.
All right, let's break these bad boys down. All right. First up.
I forgot to say the name. It was called Celebrity Do-Overs. That was the name of that was the name. All right. So, Gandalf or Dumbledore with Sean Connery or Ian McKellen?
Okay, so Johnny, you and I, we went Ian McKellen.
Yes. You guys
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, I feel because one, you did Gandalf and everyone knows you for it, but to be the other big wizard, I mean, Dumbledore is has had a huge impact on, just pop culture and everything. I think to miss out on that, probably cut deep.
Yeah. Well, I kind of skipped the whole Harry Potter realm because it didn't really catch me. But do you feel Harry Potter has a much bigger influence than Lord of the Rings
I would say so.
as far as just
I
pop
don't agree
culture
with
in
it.
general?
I don't agree with that.
Really?
Yeah, Lord of the Rings is much bigger than Harry Potter. It's just older, but
I don't know. You don't see Universal making a Mordor land.
well, they don't own the rights to it.
You
That's
also
why.
don't see Six Flags doing it.
I mean, yeah, but
Yeah, because they don't do anything at all. Like Six Flags only does DC. So
Looney Tunes also.
I feel Harry Potter is much easier to merchandise than like Lord of the Rings stuff.
yeah, Lord of the Rings is much, in my opinion, much bigger. But
Yeah, that's how I felt, which is why I think Sean Connery, kind of flubbed that role.
Well, I mean, what has the man been doing at all?
Yeah, that's true. But if you look at a lot of these actors, you're like, that wouldn't have fit. Like, these roles are pretty perfect for what they are.
Yeah, except Dumbledore, because they already switched them out 3-4 times.
Throughout the series? The
Yeah.
movies? Oh, wow.
cool. So we got a perfect split on this one.
Ooh.
50-50
I
from the
haven't had that in a
listeners.
while.
Yeah.
That's no Pac-Man.
Yeah, interesting there.
So that means Dumbledore wins. You missed out Dumbledore.
All right, next one.
All right. So you have Al Pacino as Han Solo or Tom Cruise as Tony Stark.
Al Pacino as Han Solo, I think, would have been a terrible idea for Star Wars.
I agree.
Say hello to my little friend.
I wouldn't have liked Tom Cruise for Iron Man at all, but
No, that would not have worked.
he missed a big role there.
Yeah. That's before anyone knew what Marvel was going to do.
I mean, Iron Man was the second movie, right? in
was
that
the first.
cinematic universe?
I believe it was the first.
I mean, there was the Hulk before, but no one.
No, we don't
counts
count that. Like
yeah.
between Captain America, First Avenger, and Iron Man, which one came first?
Iron Man.
Iron Man for sure.
I don't remember. So there you go. The first movie.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
So
go.
Tom Cruise lost that one. A little risky business there. 60% for Al Pacino to 40% for Tom Cruise. Number 3.
Mel Gibson as Maximus or Russell Crowe as the Wolverine.
Yeah, Russell Crowe, this was a big miss for you. If you really had an opportunity to do this, it's a huge miss.
I think he would have done a pretty good Logan. I mean, I don't think better than Hugh Jackman.
No way.
But I think he would have fit the part.
He would have. He could have played Logan. I don't know if he would have played Wolverine.
He couldn't have played Logan or Wolverine. Just him missing out on this would have been big. Mel Gibson can't be Maximus. It's just not. He doesn't have that sort of grit in that role.
He had his shine back in Braveheart. And that was it.
Yeah, but even then, Braveheart, as much of a Warriors film as it is, it's a comedy. You know, like it's not like Gladiator where it's uber serious. I don't know if he could have pulled it off. Like I don't ever think of Mel Gibson and go, man, that guy's a dramatic actor. Like,
yeah.
So there's that. But also Russell Crowe, he doesn't have the dedication to his body. Like he would have been a very pudgy Wolverine. And that's fine for you as a person. Like, but Wolverine's supposed to be a beast and Russell Crowe has let himself go.
He has now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, 65% for Crowe. And Mel Gibson took 35%. So
yeah, ironically, half of these picks like the one actor's in the first one, and then they happen to play the other character in the second one. So next, Julia Roberts in Blind Side or Angelina Jolie in Gravity.
I only picked Angelina Jolie because Gravity is a much bigger film. But Blind Side was a good role. I mean,
I didn't see Gravity. I did see Blind Side. I thought it was a fantastic movie. Both of these won some type of like Oscar or Academy Award, right?
I mean, I don't know. I don't follow all that stuff. No. But I mean, what the heck is her name?
Sandra Bullock.
No, that's not what I was going to say. But thank you.
No.
Keanu Reeves.
Nope.
Jessica Simpson.
Nope. But yeah, Julia Roberts. I mean, she's got a lot of things to her name. So Blind Side, honestly, for her would have meant nothing. Like she doesn't care.
Jennifer Aniston.
Nope.
Have you seen that cheerleading movie? In the trailers for
Bring It On?
No, it's a movie that's coming out.
No, I have not.
Did you guys watch any trailers during Black Panther?
There's plenty of trailers for Black Panther.
You guys haven't seen this upcoming cheerleading one?
I have not.
Then never mind.
I don't recall it. No, sir.
Okay, never mind.
Okay. Cool.
Point is mute.
Sorry, buddy. So Julia Roberts took that one 60% to Angelina Jolie's 40%. Didn't have enough weight there. Angelina Jolie. Gravity didn't help you out.
Stop.
All right. Will Smith.
I thought you were talking about her weight.
Stepping on jokes. Thank you. All right. Next one.
Will Smith, who passed, we all know he passed up Neo in The Matrix. And John Travolta, who passed up on Forrest Gump. I don't think Will Smith would have made a good Neo looking at that film. And
that movie probably made Keanu Reeves like his career. He's been in other stuff before, of course. Speed, Bill and Ted.
Yeah, it was more of a takeoff for him.
Yeah.
Are you crazy? Keanu Reeves was a huge name before The Matrix, for sure.
I think Matrix is like set it up. Like everybody knew who he was after that. Not everybody knew who he was before that.
I agree with that.
I think that was his biggest role for money, but he was already a well-established like blockbuster actor.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's not, but not everybody knew who he was.
I mean, you could say that for any actor in the whole world. Like, not everyone's gonna know who Will Smith is. Like,
so tidbit. Do you guys know what movie Will Smith did instead of The Matrix?
Yes, we do.
Wickedy wow, wickedy wow, wickedy wickedy.
Yeah, that's
the Wild Wild West.
Poor decision, Will. Poor decision.
Yeah.
There.
Do you think John Travolta would have pulled off Forrest Gump?
Absolutely not.
I don't know, I've never seen Forrest Gump.
John Travolta doesn't have the acting skill.
That's the least important part of what is about to happen right now. Okay, I have not seen a lot of movies, but Forrest Gump is like one that everybody should have seen at some point in time.
I got the quotes.
You can.
It's
very similar to Johnny saying that you can't quote certain things you haven't seen before.
Yeah.
Like you cannot quote Forrest Gump.
Please don't.
That is a non-exception.
Yeah.
That is a non-exception.
Yeah, please don't.
That is the one movie you can't quote if you haven't seen it.
I'm gonna have to bleep out that whole quote. You don't deserve to quote Forrest Gump if you haven't watched it.
No, you can't bleep it out. Let the listeners know that Garrett is epic failing.
Yeah, I'm gonna just go so you can't hear the quote. It's so easy to just bleep it. You can't win. You can't win versus the edit machine. Okay, cool. Well, Will Smith pulled out his Matrix powers and dodged the bullets of losing there. 65% gave me my Pac-Man. Your chocolates were pretty bad, John Travolta. You got 35%.
Well, you can't
Mom
blame
has
him. You gotta
always
blame his-
said
Well,
life was like a heart-shaped box of them.
That's not how the quote goes. So I'll leave that in since you got it wrong. All right, guys. Well, that is fan favorites. Hopefully you enjoyed. Much like Sean gave Joshua a few options here for
Thanks,
our fan
Sean.
favorites. Yeah, thanks, Sean. Give us some tips next week. Reach out to us by email. You can reach us at contact@scspodcast.net or by tweets. What do you call those nowadays?
chirps.
Not that last one.
Oh, that's a rough
That
one.
last one's not a good word.
Hit us up on the old Twitter as well. All right, big screen box office or a small screen straight to you success. So Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, many other streaming services, they have been for a while now creating dozens and dozens of original content series and TV shows. But now things have changed. These have been met with a lot of success, and we are now looking at a lot of these original content creators begin to delve heavily into making original movies and purchasing big box office movies that have been like shelved by other companies, and having them appear directly to their subscribers on their streaming services. This happened recently with Cloverfield Paradox releasing randomly right after the Super Bowl. And a few other movies have come. Will Smith has a several movie deal with Netflix, Bright, and a couple others. Adam Sandler has a 6 movie deal. Brad Pitt had a couple movies come from Netflix directly. This is becoming quite a trend.
Has Adam Sandler not finished his deal yet?
I believe he has like 2 or 3 more movies to go.
Gotcha.
So, how do you guys feel about this?
Well, first off, I was very surprised to find out, like everybody else did, that Cloverfield was a straight to Netflix thing when we were assuming that it was delayed and going to be releasing in the theaters. So it'll be interesting if there are other movies that are currently in development that we either have seen or heard of in the past, and all of a sudden it's not going big box office, but it's actually going straight to a specific streaming service, and we don't know if it's going to be trapped there. I mean, for example, is Cloverfield ever going to release on like DVD or Blu-ray, or is it going to be trapped to a streaming site?
I mean, if it's probably going to stay on Netflix, because I don't think Netflix at this point has delved into creating DVDs and Blu-rays for their content.
They have done those Marvel shows. Those are on Blu-ray.
Like Daredevil?
Yeah, Daredevil. I don't think Luke Cage is yet, but yeah, Daredevil for sure. Haven't, to my knowledge, seen any other ones.
So maybe exclusivity, like for like a certain time frame, and then it's open for people to just buy.
Perhaps.
Well, you see, I mean, that's still not exclusivity, because if they own the content, they're putting it on DVD or Blu-ray,
They get the money.
they're still getting the money. Yeah. So it's just,
They actually get more money now.
yeah, they're just finding new ways to get their content out there. But I do see your point. But yeah, I mean, do you like this?
I'm not against it, only for the fact that, not every picture has to go to the big screen. I mean, the way it benefits us is we don't actually have to go to the movie theater to watch it. We can do it in the comfort of our own home if we happen to have, Netflix or a different streaming service. And I also think that it's not just always about, blowing it up on a big screen, because some movies are great. Like, you can't not watch Black Panther on the big screen. Like, imagine if Black Panther went straight to, Netflix. Like, it doesn't have the same experience for what it's meant to be.
I don't agree with that for Black Panther, but I do agree with that for some movies that they're a force to watch in a theater, and you don't get the same experience if you watch them outside of that realm.
BVS?
Not BVS. No. Why would you say that? What are your thoughts?
For me, I like it. I like seeing this kind of certain kind of chance that a lot of people get. I mean, we make the joke all the time. Netflix, you're greenlit. Imagine how many of those people went to a big box office company to try and get their movie made or something, and then they're, oh no, there's no interest in that. And you go to a smaller guy, you go to Hulu, you go to Netflix, and they're like, yeah, okay, we see something in that. And now you get your thing out there. It ends up sometimes being big. It ends up being fun and well received. So I think it's cool.
Okay, fair enough. I don't like it from the standpoint of what it's going to do to the movie-going experience. I think it's a fun one, and I think it's an entertainment form that's been with Americans for a long time, and this is going to take that away. It's going to. I mean, if we come to the point where we're in a streaming battle, which we're very close to being in, with Hulu being controlled by Disney now, pretty much, and Netflix and Amazon, and then Disney bringing up their own additional streaming service, if they all begin to create content or have all of the movie production, companies just release directly to their sites, no one's going to go to movies because there won't be movies. So that I'm sad for.
I disagree with that. I don't think big box movies are going anywhere. No matter how big of a stronghold Disney has on, say, their own streaming service and Hulu, they're not going to get the kind of numbers that Black Panther is getting on in theaters. They're not going to get that by going to a streaming service and people spending $10, maybe $20, however they want that, however much they want that streaming service to be. They're not going to make that same amount of money.
You see, I think this is why they made that deal with Fox, because they needed to have more leverage in order to keep big box office type of movies. Netflix is not the underdog. Netflix is not like the little guy. Netflix is a huge conglomerate company with money that is beginning to rival some of these guys like Disney. They're bringing in tons of money. And if right now Netflix is having they're putting out tons of content, more content than Disney is putting out. By far.
Yeah.
Movies, TV shows, they're getting into anime, they're getting into more, children's type things. They're just outpacing Disney at a rapid rate, like by far. So if it's something where I'm looking at the fact that they have more money, they can do that Cloverfield thing where they can take movies from Universal or someone who aren't sure what to do with it and just buy it. Just literally say, we're going to buy this movie from you. Oh, you think it's going to make $100 million? We're going to pay you $105 million to just give me your movie and skip the box office. That's the fear that I have. But I mean, I don't know. I guess we'll see.
It's an interesting take.
Yeah. I mean, that doesn't mean that Disney's not going to put their movies into the box office. They could still do that, but it might diminish what movies are in the box office. And then the other thing I think is, or I keep thinking about is if I'm looking at the fact as a consumer, I don't want to go to a movie theater to spend money on a movie for $15 and then watch it one time and then have to buy it later and then spend more money on it. Whereas Netflix can bring it to me right when it's ready and I can watch it immediately and I just pay the same $10 I always have.
Yeah.
Like that side of it's really cool.
And watch it again the next day.
Yeah. Rewind it, and that's something you can't do at a theater. So
pause it.
Right. So, I mean, there are some good things about it. I don't know if the good outweighs the bad, though, to be honest. I'm kind of torn.
I don't know. I don't see big movies going anywhere. I do see your concerns and your fears. I don't think it's going to get to that level. I mean, maybe to a certain extent, like it with Cloverfield, people were probably pretty excited for that. And like, oh, okay, well, when's it going to come to the movie? Oh, it's on Netflix right now. Oh, okay. We don't have Netflix. We do now. You know?
Well, I mean, okay. So look at this, because you're right that we won't ever lose movie theaters. Like those will stay to some degree. But right now, every week, right, we get 2 or 3 movies that release, and some of them are big, some of them are movies we're never gonna watch, we don't know anything about. But imagine if all those movies all of a sudden were only going, those little random movies, we're only going to Netflix and Hulu and Amazon and just straight to streaming service, straight STS. There we go.
Yeah, theater would be a little bare.
Right. So imagine like we are all familiar with the block, in Orange.
Yeah.
It's got like, I don't know, 26 movie theaters. But imagine if they didn't have all those small little movies coming out. What if there was only Black Panther and Star Wars and Marvel filmed and big dramas?
That 26 goes to maybe 8.
Right, exactly. Now they just have theaters of emptiness, because there's less movies doesn't mean they can have the same movie playing over and over and people are going to watch it.
I got something for that.
Okay.
You can still use those other theater rooms, those big screens. You could rent them out, have people hook up systems, maybe have their own kind of little private viewing thing. I mean, there's still potential.
That's nice and all, but that's not going to bring in hundreds of millions of dollars.
If you charge hundreds of millions of dollars to do it.
Well, good luck having one of these events a year. So I mean, that's what I could see happening, where it just becomes very diminished.
Yeah.
And then people go to the movies less.
Yeah. But the other thing I see about the benefit to movies, one thing you don't get at home or at Netflix, is like those midnight previews where everyone's hyped to see the movie. There's people dressing up. Everyone's there to have a good time. You're taking pictures, meeting people. That you can't get that in your living room from Netflix.
Yeah. See, but even that's gone. Like movies now release like
Thursday at 9 p.m.
Yeah. Or 7 p.m.
Still, the time, though the time has changed, you still get people. Okay. It's still opening day kind of thing.
Yeah.
Opening night.
Yeah, you have a point there, but it doesn't have the same flair like it used to. It doesn't at all. Cause people now can go on their own time. You can purchase tickets in advance. There's no line waiting anymore.
Yeah.
Like that is a huge drop off for like the midnight launch type of thing. And then now it's all about convenience and when we do it and how we do it.
Yeah.
I do think, to what Garrett was saying, to piggyback, that the movie going experience is still going to be there, and it is definitely not going to get eclipsed by people, or I should say by movies that are going straight to any type of streaming service. I do think it'll take a small hit, to your point, Johnny. I think it'll be, a couple movies here and there, and I think what it'll do, it'll draw out more potential movies or indies, or even just people that have a general idea and I want to make a movie and I have a script. I just don't want to start filming because I don't have the backing. Oh, okay. Maybe I can go to Netflix, or I can go to Hulu.
You're greenlit.
Yep. Or maybe yellow lit. Like, let's pump your brakes a little bit. Let's check it out real quick. And it gives more people options versus having to go to the big box office. Not everyone maybe has the opportunity to go that big. So let's do something a little bit smaller.
My final thought is we look at like all the abilities to stream content and what that did for the competitors in that same field. Streaming music killed all the record stores.
Yep. Warehouse. What?
Yeah. The beginning of streaming, DVDs and stuff like that, Redbox and such, killed Blockbuster and all the mom and pop video stores.
Yeah.
The continuation of that for the movies to begin to come straight to streaming services, I feel possibly could spell either a huge diminishing or killing of, movie theaters. I mean, and also games, video games right now, streaming's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and direct downloads. It's beginning to kill the ability for people to buy games in store.
Yeah. Yeah. There's changes. I don't necessarily see it always as a bad thing. It's kind of like the next step, an evolution kind of thing. But there's some certain things that will never go away. Collector's editions. People are still going to pick those up if it's something that you want, depending if it comes with something that you want. Just like there's still the movie going experience. There's still certain things that you can't get digitally.
Okay, fair enough. You got a final thought, JG?
I will still go to the movies as long as it's a good movie.
All right.
Or a big movie. But what this will do is those theaters that have, 8 movies, 10 movies, those will probably suffer the most, because now, you have 2 big movies that everyone's already seen. They're moving on to the next one. Like, what are you going to play if you don't have any of these other ones to fill that void?
Yeah, very true. All right, guys. Well, that's our take on the big screen versus the small screen streaming. What are your thoughts? Let us know. Email us at contact@scspodcast.net, or tweet at us at Super Co-op Squad. All right, guys. It's time for the gamer trivia. So every week, 2 of us go head to head in a best of 3 trivia contest. The winner, they keep their bragging rights. They retain their crown. They leave happy. The loser, just like a salt shaker, just crying, just salty, tears running down their face.
Shake it like a salt shaker.
No. All right. So I lost last week through, let's just say it was, at the jurisdiction of someone who was, a little biased in my opinion, but whatever. It's fine.
Not
it's
at all.
Fine.
Not at all.
So I lost. Shouldn't have lost, but I lost. So I'm doing trivia. All right. So, you guys know Matt Groening, right?
Who?
Matt Groening.
He's a little bit, yeah.
Matt Groening is the man who made The Simpsons. He's also the man that made another show
Futurama.
called Futurama. This is Futurama trivia.
Yay! I don't watch Futurama.
Oh, okay. All right. We're in the same boat then.
It's all
right.
about Family Guy.
So get yourselves ready. Get yourselves ready, guys. Here we go. Question 1. Leela is the captain of the Planet Express ship. What is Leela's full name? Is it A, Ursula Leela? Is it B, Taranga Leela? Is it C, Pingu Leela? Or is it D, Leela Leela? What is Leela's full name?
I don't know Futurama based on Fry memes.
I have Joshua's phone number.
You do have my phone number.
I have Joshua's answer, and I have Garrett's answer. Joshua, you chose B. Garrett, you chose B.
Hey.
The correct answer is B. Her name is Taranga Leela.
Almost win Ursula.
All right, so that is 1-1, gentlemen.
No zeros today. No donuts.
Yeah, no
Goose eggs?
No goose eggs from either of you.
Cheerios.
All right, question 2. What year was Philip J. Fry originally taken from his timeline? Was it A, 1989? Was it B, 1999? Was it C, 2001? Or was it D, the year 2000? What year was he pulled and put into cryogenic stasis?
Answers one more time.
A, 1989. B, 1999. C, 2001. Or D, the year 2000. I have Garrett's answer.
Do that.
This is a trick question.
That's what I'm doing. Not sure if this is a trick question or if he's just playing a game.
He's doing the
I
fry
have
meme.
Joshua's answer. Joshua, you chose D. Garrett, you chose B. The correct answer is B. That is correct for Garrett.
Wasn't it like New Year's night or day?
That is correct. And that is incorrect for Joshua.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the score is 2-1, Garrett's favor. Question 3. What is Bender's middle name? His middle name.
Is it Fender?
Is it A, Enrique? Is it B, Fernando? Is it C, Rodriguez? Or is it D, Juarez?
Answers one more time.
Enrique, B, Fernando, C, Rodriguez, or D, Juarez? I have Joshua's answer. I have Garrett's answer. Joshua, you chose B, Fernando. Garrett, you chose C, Rodriguez. The correct answer
Where is this coming from?
I don't know.
is C, Rodriguez.
That was a good.
So that is incorrect for Joshua, and that is correct for Garrett. All right, so that is 3-1. Garrett is up.
Don't call it a comeback.
All right, time for the salty sudden question. Each of them votes points that they have available. They can vote as many or little as they have available to them. If they get the correct answer, they will gain that many points. If they get it wrong, they lose that many points. Just getting the correct answer, though, is 2 points in and of itself. Even if they bet 0, they can still get 2 points just for getting this correct answer.
Hear that, Garrett? Means I can tie it up.
All right. In one of the classic episodes of Futurama, Zap Brannigan and Philip J. Fry go to the land or the planet of the Amazons.
Have you seen this
The
episode?
Amazons have a very specific word for sex. Please write that word.
Damn, I wish I would have bet points.
I have a meme, I believe, or some sort of picture.
That was supposed to be for my bet. That was for how many points I bet.
Okay. I got it. Thank you.
You don't have my answer yet.
Spelling gonna matter?
No.
Okay.
I have both answers. Joshua, you said smorgasbord.
Close.
Not really. That's Joshua's answer. Garrett, you said snoo snoo. The correct answer is snoo snoo.
That's how I want to go.
Right?
Death by snoo.
All right. So that is the end there. Garrett was correct. So that gives him an additional 2 points. Joshua, you bet 1 point. That puts you at 0 points. So Garrett takes this one 5-0.
Yep.
Yeah, not much can be said there. I'm sorry.
Wow, I didn't watch Futurama.
I thought neither of you watched it because I know Garrett doesn't like it. But okay, that is fan favorite. Or sorry,
Yep.
gamer trivia.
Yep.
right.
Almost every episode. Yep.
We're moving on. All right, so series fatigue in games and game industry changes. So right now, over the last couple of years, we are on sort of a razor's edge here. We're on a precipice. The industry is changing quite a bit. Esports has been massively successful, and esports now kind of dictates if a series will receive a follow-up sequel or if the original is going to hold course for a few years with a large fan base. New subgenres are surfacing, such as Fortnite, Battle Royale, PUBG, roguelikes are making a huge resurgence. Things that haven't been popular for a long time. Old series like Halo, Gears of War, God of War, Gran Turismo, they're former shells of their previous selves, bringing in, small percentages of the numbers they used to hit. So this brings a couple questions to mind. And first of which, how do older games and franchises like Halo, like God of War, like Gran Turismo, Crash Bandicoot, these type of things, how do they stay afloat with so many changes to our industry?
They don't.
They just sink.
They don't sink. They get moved on. Like, hey, I'm going to play this game. That game was cool. On to the next one. They just get left behind. The games that are sticking out right now, games you said like Fortnite, Battle Royale, PUBG, Dota, Overwatch. These are all games, they're dubbed games with service. So essentially there's continuous content that is coming out almost on a monthly basis to entice players and people to keep coming back to this game. Or if you haven't played it, now's a good time to jump in because we have this special social event. We have this new cool skin. We have this new theme. Here's this new content pack that everyone's getting for free. And most of these other hardcore, first party or third party titles aren't getting this extra content. So players are gravitated towards the game that everybody's playing or that's getting more stuff pumped out.
So, Joshua, you're gonna get a fist bump. We don't often agree on everything, but you put that very eloquently. I got to give that up to you.
It's not often Johnny initiates the fist bump.
Yeah, that was well put. I think that is one of the biggest differences is just Halo, Gears of War. These games they survived and lived in a gaming economy where it was about putting out a game, then putting out some other game, then a large chunk of DLC to get you more money. And to use the term that you did, game plus service, that is 100% where those old school, archaic formulaic games are failing. And these new school games are taking that to heart and mind, creating content consistently, like you said. And that's the biggest difference in my opinion.
It's like Lightning McQueen being, you're done racing, kid. It's time to retire.
I also think though that
got to make room for Jackson Storm.
I also think that there is the ability for these games to maintain as long as they can innovate in a unique way. And I bring to mind like Mario and Legend of Zelda, and there's certain games like that have stood the test of time. So why have those games been able to withstand and others haven't?
Well, Josh, if you allow me.
Go ahead.
With those games, speaking specifically of Mario, Zelda, each iteration of that game is completely different from the last, barring maybe Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, but even that had a huge game-changing mechanic with the masks and everything. But there is not one Mario game that is a carbon copy of the other.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fair point.
It's always a new experience.
Well, in addition to that, the games that we play now that kind of fade and die off and get other versions, they tend to be, sequels of some time. You look at Halo, Gears. These are all serialized games that are very similar to their predecessor, and they have a couple new features, couple of new changes, but it doesn't dynamically change how you play the game. So to your point, Garrett, especially with, Mario and Zelda being one of the two biggest games to come out last year, they completely changed how you play those franchises. And I think, games like Overwatch that is continuously getting content is a different way to extend the life of that game because it's all different content and cosmetics and things that people want.
Yeah.
As you like to always point out, all the new changes and just the small subtle things, Garrett, that keep the game going. People keep pushing forward on that game versus a game like Destiny. People really dropped off. Like we all dropped off of Destiny, and I don't think
Destiny 2 is garbage.
Yeah, I actually like the first one more.
Really?
Most people do.
Yeah. I mean, they had a good run with content, in the beginning. There's some raids and a couple other things, but it didn't appeal to the masses and it just died. And I don't think games are appealing because there's so many games coming out now.
So here's the flip side for me. Cause all that stuff is well and good. All that is great. Like game plus service, continually updating the game, making sure it's perfectly balanced, adding new content for very minimal or free. That's all beautiful. It's all wonderful. Not nickel and diming us with sequels. Great. But here's the problem that I see, and I still feel, is that these are all games that are 100% based off of multiplayer content only. There are no single player dominant games anymore, and that's a genre that's dying off.
Well, I mean, when you think about it, any single player game that you play lives and dies by its campaign and how the game finishes. Now, if you take a game, you could take any game. Let's take a traditional Mario game, for example. If you finish the game, most of the time that's it. There's no element to bring you back. You might want to go back and try to beat your score or try to look for some secrets if there are any. What's going to bring you back to play that game again once you finish it?
Yeah, I'm not disputing that. You're right. Like the ability to have the replayability of a single player game is just, it's not existent in comparison in games like Overwatch and roguelikes that change every time you play them, and PUBG and in Fortnite. Those are games that you can play again and again and always come back. There will be new stuff added or new content. And just the fact that it's multiplayer means every match is different. I get it. I'm just lamenting. I mean, there's no answer. I'm just saying I don't like that this is something that's diminished so much that their single player games are an afterthought.
I would argue that. I don't think they're an afterthought. I do think there's less of them, yeah. But when they're still there, they're not going anywhere. Horizon Zero Dawn, Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, these are all fantastic single player games that there will still be more. Last of Us 2. That's going to be one. Sure, there's games that have multiplayer aspects to it, but they're not built on that. Tomb Raider. for instance, it has multiplayer. No one cares about the multiplayer for Tomb Raider. Uncharted also, it's more of a single player. People play that game for the single player, the campaign aspect of it. You know, I don't think it's fair to say single players are on the backdraft now, or single players no one cares about.
Well, okay. Well, I see your point that yes, there are still good games. And again, I'm not disputing that there aren't good games. I'm not saying that it's not, they're going to go away forever, but there are far less single player games.
Yeah, I do agree with that.
They're completely overshadowed by
exactly.
multiplayer.
They are 100% on the back burner. People don't go, I'm looking for the hottest single player game nearly as much now as they go, I want like the best game to play with esports.
Like co-op experience or something like that.
Yeah, like it's definitely like where it used to be like the first or second thing you looked for in a game. Now it's like, okay, if it has a multiplayer or a single player, great, but I'm really here for the multiplayer.
Yeah, Call of Duty is a perfect example of that, right? You know, nobody cared for Call of Duty's campaign, even though, you know, Modern Warfare had a great campaign. Modern Warfare 2 was pretty good. It had an extremely controversial point in it.
Yeah.
But I think the problem that we are seeing now is because, and this, you know, this happened a few years ago, because multiplayer games had a resurgence, a huge resurgence, games that were single player ended up adding multiplayer. Games like Tomb Raider, games like Uncharted. Now, Uncharted did it very well. And what Uncharted did, is it didn't change the focus of the single player campaign. The single player they didn't sacrifice what the dream and the goal of the campaign was. They just added a really good concept with multiplayer to it. Like Last of Us, I played through the multiplayer. It was fun. It wasn't needed, but it did, you know, have it there for people to play that game. So, I think that with single player games being on the back burner, being overshadowed, it's up to us, it's up to developers, it's up to, journalists to really talk about those games and play those games. Like imagine if Sony didn't publish and make Horizon. Like would it be as great of a game or as well known as a game if it wasn't done by a big first party developer?
Probably not.
Like that is a fantastic game. Yeah. Like I hope you finish it soon, Garrett.
So here's the next question. With the change in gaming, with DLC, I mean, really being something that's not administered the same. You know, yes, there are still DLC packs, but more and more games are making smaller packs or cheaper packs or just free DLC. Subscription gaming with, you know, Xbox Game Pass and PlayStation Now becoming bigger and bigger. Are sequels going to go away? I mean, we look at, let's say, Overwatch. We look at, even though League of Legends is a PC game, League of Legends, PUBG, Fortnite Battle Royale. These are games that are Minecraft. These are all games that are built to just continue to get updates and not get sequels.
I'm actually glad you brought this up because I was thinking about it. And to be honest, I can't tell you if there's going to be an Overwatch 2. You know, I have no idea. They just started teasing the next character or the next hero in Overwatch. It would be, to me, I think it'd be nice. It would be nice for there to be an Overwatch 2 where there's a whole slew of new characters and the story progresses or something like that. But they can easily do that same exact thing by just keep teasing the way that they're doing things. Maybe next time the 2 new heroes or something like that to kind of speed up the pace. But as far as will there still be sequels? I think so, for sure. Mostly with like, I can guarantee you there's going to be a Horizon 2. You know, they haven't announced anything, but I can say for damn sure there's going to be a Horizon 2. I don't think sequels are going to go anywhere. And I think when it gets to around maybe 3 or 4, that's when that franchise needs to start worrying about changing things up, because that's usually the number, or the area where that franchise starts to slow down.
Okay. I got a couple things I want to bring up. I think it's interesting that DLC content is slowly going away in lieu of microtransactions because of the way games with service has happened. So my question for you, Garrett, would you rather see an Overwatch 2 and you to pay another $60 for a brand new type of content, or would you rather see all that same content be released as purchasable upgrades or purchasable microtransactions for the current game?
I would say in that case, in this specific case, I'd rather it be $60 for a whole new game, only because they've already been doing that same exact thing for free. So for them to be like, oh, well, now the character is going to be $5, that's like a slap in the face to me. You know, I'd rather it just be a whole new game and kind of with more content, new content kind of stuff.
I mean, that's essentially what Activision tried to do with Destiny, right? Not a whole lot was new with that game. They kind of tweaked a couple things, added a new story, but that probably would have been better suited as its own like 1 or 2 expansions.
I mean, you didn't even keep your characters from the last one.
No.
Like they transferred over. I don't know what exactly transferred over. You didn't keep the same abilities. You didn't keep the same weapons, same stats.
Yeah.
You know, that's it. That is essentially what they did and just said, oh, it's your character. It's not your character.
No, it's not. And to answer your question, Johnny, I don't think sequels are going to go away. If the game makes enough money or it's popular enough or the demand is there, they will pump out another game. But what I do think will happen more than sequels is reboots. We are seeing a lot more reboots to games that have not been around for some time, or you take a franchise that, you know, did good on a 1 or 2 and they pumped out a third or like a spin-off and it didn't do so well. So, let's go back to the drawing board. Let's kind of do this again, but with a different take. We've seen that more often. And I think we are going to see that again for a lot of these titles.
Okay. Yeah. I think we're going to see a lot less sequels. Yes, we will see sequels based on single player or, you know, campaign type games because it's hardline built in that you need to have a sequel for those games. It's just the way it is. But with more and more games adopting, you know, this sort of service mentality, create content for free and kind of have an open source coding where they are able to just add things in mass, characters and tweak characters and nerf things and change it and just put in all kinds of stuff all the time. Why? Like if I've got microtransactions in my game, we're doing minimal work, our fan base is happy with the consistent rollout. There's just no point. And like you said, Joshua, with Destiny, they screwed the pooch. They had a good thing with Destiny 1. Activision made poor decisions, made Destiny 2, and they blew up their fan base. Why do that? Just keep the fan base you have and keep making the game that you currently make better. That the only reason I can see for someone to want to make a sequel when you don't have to is A, for money, or B, just some sort of graphical update. But if you can just keep the game the same and just put out new content, just do that. I mean, for instance, Smash Brothers, I don't want another Smash Brothers. If they could just continue to charge me money for more characters, please do that and don't make another game. Like, that's fine for me. But that's just my, you know, final thought in 2 cents.
You know what I think did it the right way or towards the right direction was Street Fighter V. They completely botched the launch of that game. Was not a complete game. It took them almost 15 months to come out with, you know, another story. Actually, no, it's more than that. Almost
so
2
long.
years and some 4 months ago to come up with arcade mode and some of the other stuff. But that game is still lively. Probably doesn't have as many players as when it first launched, but they're continuing to push out content, which you can choose to pay for or you earn with in-game fighting money. But they're continually working on that game. And I think they're doing it the right way. Compared to
real
when they
quick,
started.
because I see Johnny, I see you
He's
about
grimacing.
to
Go ahead.
rebuttal.
Go ahead.
But can you buy characters with fight money?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
It takes forever to earn fight money, but they've, in lieu of that too, they've actually added more challenges in more ways this season and the end of season 2 to earn fight money.
Side question: can you buy fight money?
No.
Okay. I'm
you
sorry.
can buy-
Is that a strange question to ask in these
You
days?
can't.
Yes.
Really?
That is not. You can't purchase fight money with real money, but you can purchase characters with real money.
Okay.
Yeah, which game can you spend real money to buy the fake money? They always have 2 currencies. They have like Riot points.
Literally, like every game with microtransactions.
No way. Like League of Legends or things like that. Like it have like the points you get for like playing the game, then the points you have for buying, like using your real money.
Injustice 2 actually does it. There's only one set of currency, and you can no, there's 2 sets of currencies, but you can buy. Does Destiny do it? Destiny, just the Ingram. But they're weird about it because it's just cosmetic Ingrams that you can buy. You can't buy.
And it's random too.
Yeah, but yeah, there's absolutely games where you pay real money to buy fake currency.
Haven't heard one yet.
WoW? Can you do that in WoW?
No.
Can you buy
No,
like
you
gold
can't.
coins in WoW? Well,
Is
not
it
anymore.
there?
maybe.
The shark cards from Grand Theft Auto.
That's not currency. They don't have 2 sets of currency. They only have.
Oh, okay, even better. Then you spend real money to buy the one fake money.
Yeah. See, what you were saying was like they have like a currency that you can like use to buy stuff in game, and you can.
That's
You're saying
exactly
something-
what the shark money is.
It's not. It's just like Xbox Live Microsoft points. It's like that. It's like loading up your money instead of them using a debit card, which is not the same exact thing. But I see your point. We're getting off topic. Okay, yeah, the Street Fighter thing, nothing they did was perfect. I'm sorry, but they have gotten better with their DLC. I just wanted to say that.
That's all I was saying.
Okay, cool. So that was our take on series fatigue and the gaming industry change. So give us your tips. your ideas, your thoughts on that topic, guys.
Call of Duty needs to go away.
All right, guys, it's time for the speed run. So each week we'll break down 10 news stories and fun facts that didn't make the list for a full segment. We give ourselves 1 minute per topic before moving on to the next one, whether we are finished or not. We got to go fast.
Or Johnny will cut it out.
In the speed run.
It's a true story.
When did that happen?
Like 10 seconds ago.
Oh, yes. There's a strong chance some of that's going to get cut out. All right, here we go. In a 3-2 vote, the FCC voted to end its rules on net neutrality. This will go into effect April 23rd, and the world,
as we know it,
the world cried a little bit.
You know what's crazy? We talked about this on episode 58. I just looked it up. That was 13 weeks ago.
It feels like it wasn't that long ago.
Right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, this isn't to say that there's still states like trying to fight it and repeal it. It's going to go into effect, but it doesn't mean it's going to stay.
And honestly, it's a lot of doom and gloom. There's no guarantee. Everyone's thinking worst case scenario.
Yeah.
They're thinking that the worst thing that could possibly happen is what's gonna happen. You don't know that.
Yeah,
true.
It's
And
more
not
than
ev-
likely going to happen.
Yeah.
But
No, that's not true.
I don't think it'll happen to every single piece of media like Facebook or YouTube streaming or just your regular, movie or your satellite subscription for cable. It'll hit a lot of them, but not all of them.
It's not gonna affect us the way everyone thinks it is. It's just not.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, we'll see, but no, it won't.
I mean,
Still sucks.
It does suck. Yeah, I agree.
Because what it seems like one person was just like, let's just break the rules in the internet the way it used to be.
That's kind of what happened.
There are definite actual advantages if you read about it for not having net neutrality, for allowing the internet to be kind of shaped and molded. There are really good reasons for it. We don't have time for it.
Next.
Because Johnny will cut it out.
Skate 4 is rumored to come out this year in 2018. Prepare your thumbs.
This has been a franchise that I believe should be brought back.
I don't understand why it was put on hiatus. Like, it was making money.
I think that game got fatigued.
No way. No way. Skate 3 was making gangbusters to the point where it was selling ridiculously high for a game that was 4 or 5 years old. I don't know why EA dropped the ball, but they did.
I mean, wasn't that a time they were trying to do all the Tony Hawk like skating games?
Yes, that's Activision though.
True, but I mean,
Around that time.
if
Project 8.
I mean, you had so many band hero games that like everybody just stops buying them at a certain point in time, so you just stop making them.
Yeah, it's genre fatigue.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're dominating a genre, you don't stop. You just get everyone else to stop. Like, you're killing the game.
Maybe it was licensing?
Rock Band did the same thing, though.
This is not Rock Band. And
I'm saying Rock Band did the same thing, though. Rock
yeah, because
Band,
they had to have peripherals.
Maybe
but
it was licensing because you're actually having skaters in there.
maybe. I don't know.
People
but,
were complaining that they broke their thumbs.
I don't think anyone broke
yeah,
their
I don't think
thumbs.
that happened.
That was a joke.
Next.
Black Panther eclipses the Justice League domestic box office sales in less than 1 week, bringing in over $220 million.
That is not news at all.
That's
No, I'm saying, like, of course it did.
oh okay. I see.
Yeah, I'm not like, no.
I was
I'm like, that's
surprised
literally news.
they were putting out like day 4 numbers, like day 4, like surpassed Last Jedi. I said, what does that even matter?
I believe
Best Tuesday sales ever.
it's up to 400 million now.
I mean, that's really good, but again, inflation. So
Still,
I mean, you're laughing,
It's
but
it's still doing good.
oh, no, it's doing great.
You
You're
have
right.
to pass Jumanji. You have to do it.
I mean, it'll pass. It's already passed Jumanji.
800 million?
No.
Well, domestically, it's already passed Jumanji.
Yeah, no one.
It's only been like a week and a half.
No.
Yeah, I mean, this is really good. I am very happy for the film because I think it does deserve to have good success.
I need Warner Brothers to see this and really rethink, really go back to square one and just do it over.
It's interesting. This is part of a cinematic universe, but didn't feel like it was part of a cinematic universe.
I felt it did. It felt it did a really good job of making it its own branch.
That's what I mean.
Next,
Chris Tucker
another black news.
Chris Tucker revealed on ESPN podcast The Plug that Rush Hour 4 is most definitely happening.
Doesn't mean he's going to be in it.
I think he'll be
I'm
in it.
pretty
course he's
sure
gonna
that
be in it.
means he's going to be in it.
Yeah,
Of course
there's absolutely no way they're gonna have a Rush Hour 4 and not have Chris Tucker.
Yeah,
You find someone that all look alike.
you could do looking now like a reboot kind of thing. They could do like Kevin Hart and
Wow.
what's his name?
The Rock?
No, not the Rock.
Okay,
not the
but
Rock.
a reboot's different than like let's say putting someone else with Jackie Chan. Like they wouldn't put another person.
Yeah,
with
you're right.
Jackie
You're right. Because
Chan.
I was about to say like Jackie Chan's character now played by what was the guy in I forgot his name. Guy in Rogue One, blind. badass Ip Man.
Oh, Donnie Yen.
Donnie Yen.
Yeah, I don't know if he's funny though. I never see him in a funny role.
Well, is
really.
Jackie Chan? I don't think Jackie Chan's character is really supposed to be funny.
He what?
He does some funny things. He's more there for the badass.
He's a goofy guy. His personality comes out as funny because Jackie Chan's very carefree.
Yeah.
But he's an awesome stuntman.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I don't think anybody could. Nah, Donnie Yen couldn't do that.
Stuntman, huh?
Stuntman.
Yeah, Stuntman's probably a little bit.
Next. A new Sonic the Hedgehog movie is announced with the release date of 2019. This film will blend CGI and live action.
Oh no.
Oh god.
This will be bad.
Oh no.
This is a recipe for disaster.
How does Steve Carell say it in 40-Year-Old Virgin when he wakes up? This is going to be bad.
Made a terrible mistake.
Okay. Well, have we had? We have had this CGI and live action. Because when I think of like live action mixed with animation, I'm thinking Space Jam, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Cool World.
I mean, they can look like they exist. Like I'm thinking more like Gollum and Lord of the Rings. Like,
okay. No, but that's good though. That's good.
But why? Just make them all CG. Why do they have real humans?
Yeah. Exactly. Sonic doesn't have any humans. I mean, they do.
2006 does.
He
kisses one,
and we all know how that goes.
Yeah.
You get 2006.
I don't see that. Like, I don't count that. I count everything before and after it.
I think even
Robotnik
Unleashed.
A human?
He's pretty much a human.
I think so.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah, he's not Eggman to me. Josh Whedon removed himself from the upcoming DC Batgirl film after trying and failing to come up with a story and script. Say what?
I mean, at least he didn't just make crap.
Yeah, that's fair. But at the same time, I'm sure there's stories. There's stories you can do with Batgirl.
Yeah, there are, but that doesn't mean that he found one that he wanted to do.
Fair.
And I appreciate like you saying, you know what, rather than fuck up this character
for the money.
Yeah, and her movie, I'm gonna wash my hands of it and give it to somebody else. Your problem now.
Someone else's
to F it up.
Yeah. Okay, fair.
But in that case, would you guys, being the fans that you are, would you rather see like a new origin type of Batgirl?
No,
or like
I don't need an origin story for any superhero ever again.
I hear you, Johnny, but honestly, there's a lot of people that don't know Batgirl, like who she is.
She's Batman, but a girl. Like, just let her be that and move on. Like, people, it's not like these superhero films and this stuff is new anymore. You don't have to like baby the audience. We've got like 18 superhero shows, 35 movies. Like, everyone's okay to be
next.
Rise of the Tomb Raider and 7 other high-profile but unannounced titles will be making their way to Xbox Game Pass this March in an attempt to bolster subscriptions.
I mean, this is cool.
This is pretty cool.
I mean, it is cool. I mean, I don't have anything else besides that. Like,
a fairly new title.
I would say only because I think I'd say most of us. I don't know, Joshua. Have you played Rise of the Tomb Raider?
I have not.
Rise of the Tomb Raider. Have you played the reboot?
The first one.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yes,
Great.
I did.
Great game.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to see what the other unannounced titles are. Of course, they're unannounced.
But we're assuming that they're first party.
Yeah, I am.
Or at least had some type of exclusiveness for a while.
So
I think that this is important only because looking at Xbox Game Pass and them saying, hey, look, we're going to give first party titles, but you only have 3 coming out this year. That kind of defeats the point.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, Tomb Raider is a big, third party title. I mean, it's not done by Microsoft. It's done by, Square Enix.
Well, right now it's a timed exclusive.
It was a
no,
exclusive.
it was
for that done.
Yeah, it's been out on PS4 for like a year.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
That's what I mean. It was timed for a time, which is why I think they're putting it on here. But who knows? We'll see.
Next.
Lost in Space.
Lost in Space is getting a reboot and will currently be a Netflix exclusive.
Oh, that was my intro to you to do it.
Oh, thank you. I don't always get that.
Did you guys watch this?
Have you heard about it? Yeah. I've only seen the movie that came out in like 2002 or something like that.
Well, it was a series, and then there was a movie, and then they tried to do another series, right? Wasn't there a second attempt at this?
I don't think so.
I haven't heard about the second series attempt.
I might be mixing that with the movie.
You might be mixing that with the movie.
It's been a long time. I don't think I saw the movie.
I enjoyed the movie. I'm hoping this new Netflix show will be kind of like the movie.
I would rather have a Galaxy Quest series.
I wouldn't.
Never seen it.
We already have a Galaxy
was
Quest series, though.
Are you talking about the Seth?
The Orville?
Yeah.
Yes, the Orville is pretty much Galaxy Quest meets Star Trek, and it is actually a very good show.
I haven't seen it yet.
I hear good things.
You will like it.
I probably will.
Yeah, I know you will. You like Star Trek.
Lost in Space. Anybody?
I don't care.
Really? Okay. I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be good.
It'll be interesting to see what they do with it, if they try to keep it more traditional to what it was.
Did they show the robot?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, the robot's kind of the big part of the show.
He's kind of a big part. Next.
All right. Let's talk about it. To nobody's surprise and to Johnny's dismay, or about to be, Jurassic World 3 has been confirmed and has a release date of 2021.
So I saw this and I tagged Joshua. I'm like, Johnny's not going to like this.
I mean, do I even have to say anything? Like, just the second one's not even out yet.
Not even out yet.
I mean, knock on wood, but Chris Pratt could die tomorrow. Like, you don't know. Like,
Star-Lord.
Star-Lord, man.
This is exactly what you were talking about with, the announcement of Black Panther, possibly getting a sequel. Or
they're just using it to hype up the current movie.
That's a sad way to do it, to say the third movie is already in works. Check out our second movie.
Yeah, like, imagine you went to the movie theater, like you saw the trailer for a movie, like, oh yeah, and then the next trailer is like the teaser for the next movie.
Second one. Oh man,
coming soon.
That's like that. That's like what happens when you watch Back to the Future 2, and it's got that clip for Back to the Future 3.
Oh yeah.
Be like that.
Now, do they already have a story, or
I don't think they have anything.
It?
I think they just said it just to say it.
So I would say you could kind of have a story since you've already finished this. Next,
I didn't get to say it.
In other reboot news, Disney is reportedly rebooting the Muppets
reboot
exclusively for their upcoming streaming service. This is cool. I'm a huge fan of the Muppets. I enjoy their show from the old days, and I think it could be great.
Who's your favorite Muppet?
I don't think I have one. They're all cool. Like, I mean, it would just be too cliche to say Kermit, but
it's Kermit. It's
for me. It's not. But they're all good.
Mana.
I don't even know if that guy has a name.
He's Mana.
Yeah, it's a really funny show, and I always loved it. And I always thought about how impactful it might have been with all the celebrities that were always on the show back then.
Yeah.
Those celebrities mean nothing to me because I don't know who they are, because it was
now,
they're 40 years ago.
Lil Uzi.
I don't know.
Please no. Please no.
You see they rebooted Muppet Babies.
That's
really
cool.
Yeah. It's CG. Everything. They replaced one of the babies, and some people aren't very happy about that.
Man. Do we get to see Nanny above the socks?
I don't think so.
Dang.
No, but it looks a little weird. But I imagine that's also going to be on this new streaming service.
It can't be as weird as the new Ninja Turtles.
Probably check that out. And all right, guys. Well, that is speed run. Hopefully, you enjoy these quick topics, and we're moving on to our next game. All right, guys, it's time for Name the Game. 3 video games, 2 competing hosts, and clues that lead to the correct answers. Use your wits, match the clues, name the game.
Is it going to be games?
It is going to be games.
Okay.
As much as I want to do cartoons, I don't want to piggyback right off of you.
That was a special episode, special game.
It will be making a return. I can tell you that.
All right, so what do we got?
All right, so we got games.
All right, we got questions.
We got 3 of them.
Games.
No questions, just clues.
No, I mean, you know what I mean.
No, I don't know what you mean because
Let's
I
go.
got clues here. All right, game number 1, clue number 1.
Okay, before.
Come on!
No, I want to make sure if you're not going to jive me like you did last time.
If you say a game,
You set the whole game.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm sorry,
So
man.
there's no backsies.
There's no backsies. You set the whole game.
I take it back.
Especially in a game where it's who says it first. It's not like it's your turn. It's Johnny's turn.
Took too
It's
long. Just
anyway,
making sure. Just making
Come
sure.
on!
game number 1. You're in the movies.
You're in the movies.
Seen it.
Wrong and wrong.
Damn it.
But people will never know you're on the streets. Feel free to pass.
Pass.
I don't know. Spider-Man.
No, the director will not be happy until the take is perfect.
Pass.
Oh, what is this game called? It's escaping me. Sure. A driver.
No, Tom Cruise and Jackie Chan do their own.
Stuntman.
Stuntman.
No.
Yeah, that's all I had.
All right.
I'm trying to. Was that 360?
That was PS2.
Yeah.
Never played that game, but now
It was actually pretty fun. All right, so that is 1 point for Johnny, 0 for Joshua.
Yeah.
Game number 2. There are 2 movies based on this game.
Mortal Kombat.
No.
Ooh, Street Fighter.
No. With the third one on the way.
Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider.
Okay.
That is 2 for Johnny. Will this be another skunk for Joshua?
Shut up!
All right, gentlemen. Final game. You're trapped in the box. It's got 4 corners.
Pass.
I don't know. Super Meat Boy.
No. No. The original Death Games.
Pass.
Saw.
No. Getting trapped means certain death.
Pass.
Manhunt.
No. You can still take out your opponents after you die.
Bomberman.
Bomberman.
Not only did I skunk him, I got a 3-peat. I did it.
Well,
I did it.
that is Name the Game. Johnny is our winner.
And he had 0 points in gamer trivia.
No.
You had 0 points.
I had 1 point.
You
and
bet.
I gave it away. It's not like I had 0 the whole time.
That's fine, but at the end, that's okay if you have some money and then you lose the money. It doesn't matter
But
that
you had some.
Yeah, that's the point.
You
The point
started
is
with
I had
some money.
it's not
You
like
walked in with money.
I won in fan face.
All right, guys. So that is that's Name the Game. Hopefully you
The
enjoyed.
difficulty will be ramped up next week.
Yep. All right, guys. Going on into listener mail here.
Breathe?
Yes, I can.
Wasn't that funny?
It was kind of funny.
All right, guys. It is it's time for listener mail. I'll read this one because I watched the show. I don't think either of you watched the actual show.
Not yet.
I did. So I'll read this one.
All right.
So Jesse, longtime listener, says, just wanted to let you guys know that there's a new animated series from TBS called Final Space coming out. The first 2 episodes are free on the TBS app, and the show is created by YouTube creator Olin Rogers. The production quality is top notch, and I'm sure just by looking at the cast list, you'll be intrigued to watch it. I definitely recommend checking it out. Let me know what you guys think if you do watch. Jesse, I did happen to check it out, and it is very interesting. I watched the first 2 episodes. Animation does look great. It's a good looking show. I think it's got a pretty interesting premise. I want to see where they go with it. The jokes are a little hit or miss. Right now, it's kind of one note, just because they don't really show a lot of the characters in the beginning. For the first episode, you kind of just see that one character. I can't even think of his name right now. But it's mostly him just spitballing jokes like Deadpool, just rapid fire.
Gary,
there we go. And some of them hit hard, hit good. Some of them are, a little deflated. They were just coming so quick. But I think the show's got some potential, man. So I will stick with it for a couple more episodes.
Yeah, I'm looking at this cast list and I'm seeing 2 people I really like. Got Ron Perlman in this and Keith David.
Yeah.
President Keith David.
I love me some Keith David.
President Gargoyle Goliath David.
Is this Mr. Arbiter himself? Is this animated? I heard you say animated once or twice.
Yeah, it's animated.
So like more cartoon or more
it's like
3D?
Futurama.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's got like a very, what would you call it?
I get like an Adventure Time kind of animation to it. A little more detailed though.
Yeah, I meant more so like the color palette. Like it's very full color like Futurama, whereas Adventure Time, it's very specific. And I mean, for me, it doesn't have like that. Like when you paint something or color something and you put like as much color, like you crush that crayon into the lines.
Yeah.
Like the colors are so vibrant in this show, and Adventure Time's not like that.
Yeah, I agree. I'm looking at the some screenshots here. The animation looks very nice. This Darth Vader looking guy looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it was really funny, Jesse. There was one scene that had me dying when Gary wanted a cookie and the robot was allowed to have cookies and Gary wasn't, and the robot would just take the cookie and mash it into like his USB drive going, and the cookie's just getting crushed. Oh, that was good. That was good.
So is this some more 30-minute or 20-minute episodes with
it's a 22
commercial?
Yeah, 22-minute like sitcom type thing.
Okay.
But yeah, man, I'll keep checking it out. Thank you for the suggestion, man.
What'd you check it out on, if you don't mind my asking?
Just on my computer.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
just the TBS little thing. But yeah, it was pretty cool. Cool. All right, so let's move into in-game boss fight is what we're doing now. Is that how we're doing this?
No, what happened to superpowers?
Oh yes, well, superpowers is part of. Oh yeah, okay.
Superpowers.
There we go.
He really likes doing that. Okay.
Endgame boss fight. Do you have one in mind?
Pass the
Sorry,
controller.
I didn't update the show notes yet. It still says in-game boss
Pass
fight.
the controller. Use your superpower to finish your endgame boss.
Yeah, passing the controller. If you know passing the controller, you've been with us for a while. So
And Garrett got all the bad ones.
yeah, Garrett had a rough time.
No thanks to you.
I was kind
Joshua.
Yeah, Joshua.
We're not going to bring this argument back.
It was kind of your fault. All right.
No, it has nothing to do with me. You're
yes.
just a petty person.
Give me a bad superpower. We'll see. All right.
Well, are you going to do Garrett in because you were really homing in on him last week?
I was pretty pissed last week at the power you gave me, bro.
I'm sorry, man. I was running low on drink.
You could have I could have used the power for all people.
I
Not
did.
just you. You made me your slave.
Did not make you?
I don't even know who to ask if the drink got refilled or not.
No, I
I
wouldn't
imagine
refill his
it
drink.
did not.
All right. So, for me, this past week, playing, Child Delight a little bit, playing
Nice.
Magic the Gathering. I haven't had a lot of time to play just because work has been busy, but I want to get back into it. And then the in-laws were in town, so that's been pretty cool having my sister-in-laws here, chilling with them. They're one of Maribel's two little boys, Rudy and Lucas. And actually, we had a pretty fun time today. I'm a little tired. We've been at Disneyland all day.
Oh, nice! You guys did go.
Yeah, so we did go. It was a good day. It was very different. You know, I don't know if either of you have been to Disneyland when it's not for you.
Nope.
You go and it's about little kids.
Nope. Go for me.
Yeah, so it's very different because you know, typically when I go to a theme park, my goal is, all right, we get there an hour early, and if you go with me to Six Flags, you know, like, I'm leaving at 6, and you're either here or you're not, and I'm going. Like, I'm gonna be there before they open. And hit my rides, get my Fast Pass, you know, manipulate the Fast Pass system, because there are ways to do that, and cheat, and just move, boom, boom, get to ride. Like, my goal is I'm driven. But then today, I'm just like, all right, we got the stroller. Okay, look, Grayson, look at the little thing. Oh, let's go. Do. You're just kind of meandering along like a parent, and everyone's pissed at you because you're just, you know, you got this giant stroller in the way, and people are trying to get around you.
How does the getting around music go?
Oh, look, Grayson,
Getting around.
But it was still a lot of fun just hanging out with the wife and my little guy and the family. I could have taken or left Disneyland. Generally, it was fun, but I mean, I could have done that anywhere. But it was a nice experience overall, and I did enjoy being there. I'm good for another year now. So.
Nice. Any picture taken with characters or cast members?
No, he's afraid of them right now.
Fair.
Yeah, but he's
No, Johnny.
Yes.
I'm in third person.
In my country, they don't have no.
Calvin, you hear that? They don't got Disneyland in this country.
No. We had, you don't want to know what we had. No, my son doesn't like things that look real but aren't real. Like, he doesn't like animatronic dolls and stuff. Like, he knows they're not real, but he knows they look real. And he's like, what are you?
Did you guys go on like any rides, like in Fantasyland or anything?
Yeah, we went on like a bunch of, you know, baby rides.
Okay.
Like Casey Jr.?
Could you kind of gauge if he liked it or not? Was he like interested?
Yeah, some of them he liked, some of them he didn't. I mean, he did not like,
Snow White?
They need to get rid of Snow White.
Snow White is creepy.
They need to get rid of Snow White, and they need to get rid of,
Mr. Toad?
No, Mr. Toad's fine, but
Pinocchio?
no, they need to get rid of that too. Pinocchio. Why? Why are those still there?
Pinocchio's kind of. Do you mean get rid of them because like it's been long enough? These things aren't big anymore,
Like,
or kind of like this is not what
something else.
They're
rides
scary.
should be.
They're very scary for children.
Snow White is ridiculously horrifying.
Yeah.
I haven't been on
Pinocchio
it
too.
forever.
Pinocchio to a certain
Slavery.
extent, yeah.
Pinocchio's
Well,
dark.
that's why I brought up Mr. Toad, because at the end of Mr. Toad, you go to hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are why are those there? And
I don't know.
then also yes, because they are literally not relevant to today's youth, like at all. No
I
five.
disagree there.
You're wrong. How often
Okay.
are you around 3-year-olds? I'm around them pretty often. If you ask them who is Snow White, they would not be able to know the movie or anything about them.
That's why you show them the movies.
But okay, that's fine. But my argument was that they're not relevant. And if
Well, they're not only not relevant because that child has not been shown the movie.
I'm around a lot of little kids, none of them know these movies, Gary.
Oh, blame the
Okay.
parents.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, well, I mean, I see what you're saying that yes, they're not being shown, but they could be. I'm saying that whether or not they should be shown, I agree they should be shown, they're not being shown, which means it's not relevant.
That doesn't mean that the ride's not relevant. That just means that child has not had the chance to watch the movie yet. That's a completely different thing.
No, relevant because these kids don't know what it is. Like if I know what something is because of like it's big in pop culture, it's relevant to today, to what I'm doing and the entertainment realm that I'm within.
So they should put a Frozen ride in there instead?
I mean, I wouldn't like it, but would it be relevant? Yes, because all the youth would know it.
Because they saw the movie.
Yes. Exactly.
There you go.
There's no winning on either side.
No,
Boy,
he's not making any sense, but that's fine.
he makes sense.
He's
to me.
not.
Carry on with your week.
Relevant is, he doesn't understand what the word relevant means.
I know
apparently.
what the word relevant means.
I don't think you do, but I'm done. Go ahead.
It's
Is that
still
your whole week? Just
I'm
Disneyland?
done. I'm done.
Okay.
You ruined the rest of his week, Garrett.
Didn't mean to.
Indirectly.
All right. Well, I'm glad you have fun at the happiest place on earth.
Take your turn.
Dang.
I also went to Disneyland. I
Wow.
went to Disneyland yesterday, though.
You on Snow White?
I did not go on Snow White. I went on Cars. I checked out Black Panther again.
Checked him out, meaning like you saw T'Challa?
I went to the movies, watched it in 3D.
Oh, okay.
Then I went to California Adventure, waited in a 2-hour line to take a picture with Black Panther.
You waited in line to take a picture with Black Panther?
Yeah.
Did you have the guards around him too?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Yes, he did.
Picture with the guards?
No.
Oh.
No, they're on the outside. Black Panther's on the inside because you gotta be in line if you want to take a picture with them. You can't just come across Black Panther. No, not right now. Not with the new hot movie out. So, that was fun. I had a really good day. Had a lot of fun. As far as games, Bayonetta. Still playing Bayonetta. Trying to get through the first one so that I can play the second one. I'm enjoying it a lot. It's really fun to have a game on the Switch to play. Cause normally I'm just playing on my Xbox One. That's it. Cause I never turn on my PS4, but it's nice to play on the Switch too. Let's see. I believe that's just about it for me as well. Disneyland and Bayonetta.
Cool. They will never be in the same place at the same time.
Unless I bring my Switch to Disneyland.
Yeah. Have you gone on Mission Breakout yet? Did you go when it opened?
Oh yeah.
Did you go again?
No, it was an hour wait, and I figure if I'm going to wait an hour, it's going to be in line to see Black Panther.
That's weird. Okay. All right. So my week. So a couple things. Number one, first thing I'll just say, I happened to watch Back to the Future, an oldie, but the bestie. I saw majority of it because I was with Tiffany last night. We were playing some games. We were talking. So I haven't seen that movie in years. And it's funny to watch that and see like I wish I was there to watch it as an adult when it came out, because that would have been flooring to see. And there's so many Easter eggs that I know from reading or hearing, and then to see that like while it's going out, I knew so many lines in that movie. Tiffany was just laughing and looking at me, telling me to stop quoting the movie. And it's interesting when you quote one of your favorite movies that you haven't seen in like 6 years. And just even from Doc Brown, just looking at the screen when he puts out the fire, when he's trying to explain how the lightning bolt's going to work, he just looks over. Like I did that out loud just because I knew it was coming, and Tiffany was dying. We played some board games. Haven't played board games in a while. Picked up Battleship, Sorry, and Guess Who. Played Guess Who. The plastic is really cheap and the boards are smaller and all the faces are different, so it's kind of harder to replay that game after years.
Does your person look like a
what? Is that how you played?
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you. I'll double dare you. Say what one more time.
Can we please play this on the next game night? Did you know Sorry only has 3 pawns now?
3.
It's only 3.
I guess to make the game faster.
I was like, wait, we're missing like 4 pieces, but no, it's 3. So
it's 3 now because it used to be 4.
Yeah. So I guess it makes the game go faster. And I feel like there's less cards. So I told Tiffany, let's just be 2 colors. And then she killed me in Guess Who, and I killed her in Sorry.
You hit me, I hit you back.
Yeah, T-Mobile for their T-Mobile Tuesdays is doing Red Sparrow movie for $4.
That's cool. That's a movie I kind of have a little bit interest in, but not that much.
I'm not very interested in it, but it looks interesting.
Yeah,
we're gonna go see it. Cool. I mean, Jennifer Lawrence, she'll probably do okay in that movie. And then the game that I've been playing this week is a game. It's an indie platformer called Celeste. It's a pixel platformer. Are you guys familiar with 1001 Spikes?
Yes.
No.
That is essentially a roguelike, very challenging game where you're just going through a bunch of stages trying not to die.
I assume avoiding spikes.
Yes, there's a lot of spikes in that. Although the point of the title is you have 1001 lives to complete like the game.
Whole game?
Yeah.
That's cool.
And you die a lot if you've never played it before. Celeste is very similar to that. It is fun. It does get challenging. The music is great in it. It has a pretty decent storyline that revolves around the character who is actually named Madeline, wants to climb this mountain, which is called Celeste Mountain. And there's some mysterious kind of experiences that are happening on there. And you run into a couple characters, and she's essentially, I just finished the game yesterday, about 15 hours in, and there's some extra stuff at the end. All
right. That's enough. I don't want to know all the game. Don't spoil it. If you feel about the game,
there was a spoiler warning.
Well, I mean, but you're telling me.
Are you going to play this game?
Well, you're telling me everything.
Are you going to play this game?
You're telling me.
Are you going to play this game?
Am I allowed to actually say a sentence, or are you going to just keep cutting me off?
I just want to know if you're going to play the game.
I just don't want to know the whole story.
I wasn't going to tell you the whole
That's not the answer
story.
to this question, though.
That answers the question.
Well, no, because if you don't want to know everything, the whole story, then you won't
spoil it for you.
I don't want you to spoil it.
Interesting.
Okay. Well, it's a fun game. It's a game that if I were to jump into speedrunning, I definitely would attempt. There's some cool stuff in this game. There are, you find, old cassette tapes as hidden.
Now, hold on. Now, Johnny knows there's cassette tapes in the game.
Yeah, you're right. Be careful.
You unlock other levels.
Dude,
See,
too much.
Now he knows it's not just one big open world.
Now I know that I have to unlock
It's not
things.
an open world game. Yeah, there are keys in the game, and you use it to unlock doors and other stuff.
All right. Very
Killed it, man. Just like Garrett killed you, you had to take it out on me. You jerk.
I didn't want you to tell me the story.
The wind is gone. Like, the sails are gone. The boat sank.
Hey,
like,
speaking of sales, I played Sea of Thieves. That's all I want to say.
is it out yet? It's not.
No,
right?
there's a beta for it. Ends today. Sorry, ends Sunday. It's over.
Well, today is Sunday, so yeah, it's
Not for listeners.
They're going to hear this on Tuesday.
Oh, well, it's over now if you're listening. Okay, so Celeste, awesome game. I don't remember if it's 15 or $20. You can buy it on Switch, PS4, Xbox One, probably Steam as well. I picked it up on Xbox. It is a lot of fun. I look forward to finishing some of the extra stuff and continuing to play that. And I don't know what my next game is going to be after that. So let's move on.
All right, cool. Garrett, your superpower.
Nope. He doesn't deserve superpowers.
What does that mean? Oh, superpower.
There you go.
Yeah.
Garrett, your stupid superpower, you have the ability to actually comprehend and understand words and know what they mean and then be able to use those words in your normal everyday experiences and interaction with other people.
Thank you.
There's your superpower.
So
Stupid superpower.
you're doing the same thing that you normally do.
No, he's not. He's going to have an enhanced ability.
All right.
So he's saying you can't comprehend every single individual.
I'm very well aware of what he's saying
That's
because
messed up.
because I can comprehend what he's saying now.
Oh.
He gained the power.
Joshua, your superpower, and I don't think it's that stupid actually. You have the ability to forget any game that you've previously played and experience it again.
That's a great power.
I'm taking the next year off of work. I'm gonna just replay a couple games back. I'm gonna just write a little journal. I'm gonna put, these are the games you must play. I'm gonna, how does he say it in Men in Black? I'm a flashy thing.
Neuralize it?
I'm gonna flashy thing myself and, play some games.
Y'all need to get some new walls in here. It's not good.
So is this, I don't know. Sure, it works.
Just you pick a game and you choose, yes, I want to forget everything about this game, and then you experience it again.
If I want to remember it, can I get it back?
Like your first playthrough?
Yeah, if I just want to flip the switch again, I can unflashy thing.
I don't know. I haven't thought that far.
Okay, so I guess not. All right, Johnny. There was a superpower that I was thinking about this week. A couple days ago. I was like, I'm going to use this one and I'm going to remember it. And I don't remember it. And it was a good one. So give me a sec. It's going to come back.
Garrett's power is pretty good.
Yeah.
Wish I'd have got that one.
Yeah, well.
Versus be able to refill his drink as a slave last week.
Last week, I already told you guys I knew exactly what it was going to be, and we hadn't decided what order we were going to go in. Had we have gone in the reverse order, you've gotten the same exact power.
All right, Johnny. I got a stupid power for you. You ready?
Yes.
Now, I'm not saying that you have to work in a casino, but you have the ability to be a master shuffler. You don't have to try. You just have the ability to shuffle cards in fancy ways. You can do the bridge trick. You can do behind the badge. You can do the accordion trick. You can do however you want to do. You can cut cards, doing all these fancy triangles with one hand. However you want to do it.
That's awesome.
You're like Gambit without the superpowers.
Because if I have that ability, that means I can also like stack the deck in the way that I want and cheat just gloriously.
I'm not, sure. I'm not trying to influence your Magic play.
Well, that's fine, but I mean, it's my stupid superpower. So if I choose to be a villain, that's fine. And
that's fair.
Villain I shall be. Thank you.
What would be your villain name?
Stacker.
Cheater. Big deck. There we go.
No.
Kinetic card.
All right. Well, that's our show, guys. Hopefully you had fun. We always have fun.
Except when you're losing.
Well, yeah, but I didn't lose today, so
No one asked you to comment on it.
only you lost. Literally, only you.
Sorry, I had to drop my drink there. Talking smack.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to get out of here. Thanks for listening. As always, we appreciate it. Before we do leave for the day, for this, or night, whenever you're in limbo, whenever you're listening to this podcast, one thing you can do to help us out, go ahead and subscribe. Click that little button there and make sure you subscribe to our show. That way you get all of our content available once it drops. That helps us out quite a bit, guys. We would really appreciate that. Other than that, if you want to chat with us, you can do so by reaching out to us by email. It's at contact@scspodcast.net, or you can chat with us as a group on Twitter at Super Co-op Squad. You can also find me at JohnnyMac24.
You can find me at GJL3275.
And I am Joshua_4_life.
All right, guys. Well, see you next week. I'm Johnny
I'm
Mac.
Garrett. Lady.
I'm Big Red Joshua Gerard.
Take care.